Maybe it's been a little while.
Hi.
Have you been in class with me before?
I don't think so. I think this is first time in your class.
Perfect. And so, Irina, where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Cool. Okay. And Irina, what do you do in your free time? What do you like to do for fun?
Well, I don't really have free time because I'm full-time student, so I have to study a lot.
Okay. But like maybe when you're relaxing or right before bed, do you watch
Right.
television? Do you read? Do you make dinner? Do you like to cook? I don't know. Like, what do you do in those little moments that, what do you do for enjoyment?
I think, well, I usually watch shows like, not show, but mm, what you call like I watch something like Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. So I really like business oriented
Okay.
shows, I guess.
Okay,
It's
cool.
not a show, it's uh, programs, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, business-oriented shows, for sure. We call them shows.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And Audie, welcome to class. Audie, how are you? Audie, can you hear? Okay. Audie, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if you're there or not. Wilson, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Um, and uh, Wilson, have I had you in class before?
No, it's my first time with you.
Okay. Wilson, where are you from?
I am from Bogota, Colombia.
Okay, nice. And what do you do for fun? What do you like to do in your free time?
For free time, I spare my time working out, and traveling, reading, and no more. And
Nice.
spend my time with my family.
Working out, traveling, reading, spending time with family. Good. All those things are great. Um, okay. Yeah. And again, Audie, Audie, are you there? Your microphone is muted. Okay. Well, Audie, if you come back, just let me know. I'm not sure what's up. But good. Let's get started with today's class. And let's start with Arina. Can you read actually, yeah, Arina, can you read the title and the next lines?
Just the title, business
Yeah,
meeting.
and the next lines as
Okay,
well.
okay. Okay, business meetings. In today's lesson, we will talk about attending meetings. Learn strategy to give better meetings. Talk about cultural differences in meetings.
Nice. Okay. Really well done.
Thank
Um,
you.
maybe cultural differences. Cultural differences.
Cultural differences.
Nice. Good. Okay, and let's go on to the next page. Let's have Arina. Can you ask Harold the first question?
Okay, Harold, do you like meetings?
Oh, that's a difficult question for me because I haven't been in a meetings, but it depends about what kind of meetings it is. So if it's interesting for me, I like it.
Okay.
Okay, good. So if it's interesting for you, you like it,
Yes.
and if not, yeah, generally not. Okay, I think that's a pretty good Pretty good answer. Um, and what about you, Maxim? Do you like meetings or do you dislike them?
It depends on situation. Sometimes I like meetings, sometimes I don't, because it could be very interesting and the topic is good, but sometimes it is very boring.
Mhm.
Good, yeah. Maybe sometimes they are very boring. General, they would use plural, just meetings in general are boring.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Maxim, can you ask Wilson the next question?
Wilson, describe the perfect meeting. Do you talk, listen, view a PowerPoint, a movie?
Um, okay, I think there's no a perfect meeting, but when you have different mediums like or resources like PowerPoint, is it makes easier to have a meeting. But a perfect meeting, yes, you have to talk, listen, and express your points, your questions, and so on.
Nice. Sorry, that was really good. Nice work with mediums. It's a good vocabulary word. Okay. And let's have Maxim. Can you read this question and, yeah, choose a classmate to participate with you?
Maybe Arena.
Okay.
Pretend you are the man in the white shirt. Ask the man in the brown jacket, a classmate, a question about his or her presentation.
Okay. Okay. Ask the man in brown jacket. So what kind of presentation is it? Is it just
Yeah,
okay?
just a general business presentation. It could be about anything. You can make up truly anything that you'd like.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm trying to come up with something. Well, okay. I'm asking man in brown jackets. Oh. Well, I guess if I didn't understand what he was talking about, so I would ask him, can you explain, can you go into more details about strategies you would implement in your proposed, I don't know, oh my gosh, in your proposed business plan. Yeah, there we go.
Nice. That was really, really good. Can you go into more details about the strategies you would implement in your proposed? Yeah, I mean, your grammar is perfect. That looks really great.
Thank you.
Okay. Maxim, how would you answer?
Actually, my answer is, of course, I can to be more clear. Actually, we are going to increase our sales on 12 persons, and it is our main purpose on this year.
Nice.
It could be there.
Yeah, it's our main purpose this year.
Mhm.
Is the only thing I'd really correct. Okay, but really good. Nice job, you two. That was very impressive from both of you. Okay, does anybody have any questions on this page?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at these verbs. Harold, can you read the title and read the words as well?
Okay, vocabulary. Define the word or use it in a sentence. Ran into, think about, come across, count on, tried out, look over.
Good. Really nice pronunciation. That sounded great. Does anybody have any questions about any of these words?
Yes, I have a questions about run into. What
Okay.
is the meaning of that phrasal verb regarding business?
Okay. And does anybody think that they could explain what run into means?
Run into,
Arun? Yeah.
come across something.
Yeah. So it could mean to come across something,
Or
depending
through
on.
somebody.
Yeah. So to come across someone or something. Okay. Yeah. To encounter unexpectedly. So how could you use this? Maybe Harold, how would you use this in a business setting?
Mm, Let me think. But in a scenario like a meeting or a business?
Yeah, you could business setting. Could be a meeting.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't understand very good the meaning of the run into.
Okay, maybe Wilson, do you think you could make a sentence using run into?
Run into, but regarding business or just to put a contents in to meet somebody by chance.
Okay, so it could be something too. So if you maybe, yeah, try to keep it in a business context. Arina, do you think you could make a sentence with run into in a business context?
Yeah, I think so. While working on my project, I ran into some challenges.
Good. Exactly. I ran into some challenges. Especially in meetings, you can say, "Yeah, Bob, I was reviewing your essay or your report, and I ran into some problems with your math." Um, yeah, so just to encounter unexpectedly either a person or a thing. So any sort of problem would work. Okay, and yeah, so we've got come across too. So as we already looked at, it can mean the same as run into. What else could it mean? Any ideas? Maxim, what do you think?
Mm, Maybe to explain something in details, in very big details.
Okay, not quite. It's a little bit different. And I'm not sure where I'm getting it, but I'm getting some feedback from one of you guys. So if you could just mute your microphone when you're not speaking, that way we don't have the loop. Maybe Arina. Yeah, I think it is you, Arina, then. Sorry. So it works too if you put in headphones. You can prevent that. And so come across is a little bit different. So to seem like. So we could say, I don't want to come across as a strict boss, but you do need to hand in your reports on time from now on. So I don't want to come across, I don't want to seem like, I don't want you to think of me as. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, so just two meanings here. One would be to run into, to meet unexpectedly, and the other one is to seem like. Okay, and good. What about look over? Wilson, can you use look over in a sentence?
Sure. Look over. Okay. Maybe um, for can you look at that issue?
Excuse me?
Yes, I am putting an example, a question. Can you look over that issue? For instance, when I trying to address an issue to my colleague, or,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, can you look over that issue? Yeah, review it. That could
yeah,
work. Look. Yeah, generally we look over reading material. So something that's written down, so you could have like a report or that information, could look over those numbers. But yeah, you could look over an issue too.
can you or let's start look over the financial report.
Hmm. Yeah. Can you look over the financial report one more time?
The financial report.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Perfect. And does anybody have any other questions about any of these words? Any other questions here? Okay. Let's go to this one, and let's start with Arina. Can you read the title and the first line?
Okay. A dialogue with phrasal verbs. Read the dialogue and fill in the blanks. And I go the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Matt. Hey, Olivia. I was looking over your report this morning. It's really good.
Perfect. Nicely done. Harold, what about the next one? Harold, can you hear me? Your microphone is muted.
Sorry. Thanks. I worked on it pretty hard. Have you come across any problems?
Nice. And Maxim, what about the next one?
Matt, I haven't ran into any errors yet, but I'll look out for them. I do think you should try out changing the font. So Comic Sans is very unprofessional.
Nice. Okay. One thing, we need to change this. Ran.
Ran. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't run into. So, and then errors. Can you repeat errors?
Errors.
Good. Errors.
Errors.
Perfect.
Errors.
Nicely done. Okay, and let's have Wilson. Can you try the next two lines?
Olivia, thanks. It needs to be perfect for tomorrow's meeting. You can always count on me.
Good. Perfectly done. And we've got Ken. Welcome to class, Ken.
Yes,
Ken,
hello.
how's it going?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are
Okay,
you?
good. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Nice to see you again, Ken.
Good to see you again.
Thanks. Eop, welcome to class as well. Eop, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. And how do you pronounce your name? How do you say your name?
Eyüp.
Eop?
Eyüp. Eyüp, actually.
Eop? Ayub?
Yes, Ayub.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, I don't think I've seen you in class. Where are you from, Ayub?
I newly enrolled to this site, and I'm from Turkey. I live in
Okay.
Istanbul, the biggest city
Nice.
of Turkey. Yes.
Perfect. I've heard really good things about Istanbul.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
And
you too.
let's do some reading. Let's start with Ken. Can you read this first part?
Okay.
Me?
Okay.
Yeah, Ken.
Okay. Be prepared. Meetings work. So just as in any other work activity, the better prepared you are for them, the better the result you can expect.
Good. Arina, what are some things you can do to prepare for meetings? What are some things you can do to prepare? And your microphone is muted.
I can to prepare for meetings. I can work on my PowerPoint. I can research the topic I'm gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I will probably seek advice from professionals in that area. Yeah.
Okay. I can maybe get advice
Right. Mm-hmm.
from professionals in that area. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice job, Arina. And Ayub,
Yes.
can you read this next line? Or next part?
Sure. Have an agenda, but I'm new, so when I'm talking, the reading is gone.
Yeah, if you click on my name at the bottom of the page, it should work.
Bottom of the page.
Okay,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yes. An agenda, the course of a meeting, can play a critical role in the success of any meeting. It shows participants where they are going, but it's then up to participants to figure out how to get there. But sure to distribute the agenda and any pre-work in advance. By distributing the agenda and pre-work before the meeting, participants can prepare for the meeting. As a result, they will be immediately engaged in the business of the meeting, and they will waste far less time throughout the meeting.
Okay. Good. Ayub, I think you were speaking really quickly. There were parts where I actually lost some words, so maybe just try focusing on speaking a little bit more slowly. But for the most part, you did a really good job with your pronunciation. Participants.
Participants, yes.
Yeah, participants.
Participants.
Okay.
Do you want me
And
to read it again?
no, I think you did a good job. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And Harold, can you read the next part?
Start on time and end on time. Everyone has suffered through meetings that went way beyond the scheduled ending time. That situation will be fine if no one had anything else to do at work. But in these days of faster and more flexible organizations, everyone always has plenty of work on the to-do list. If you announce the length of the meeting and then stick to it, fewer participants will keep looking at their watches and more participants will take an active role in your meetings.
Good. Nice job. Active.
Active.
Good. Yeah, just the intonation there. Maxim, in the Ukraine, do meetings generally start on time and end on time?
Usually yes, but we have a big, how to say, a big hobby to be not in time. Usually we are late in 5-7 minutes after the start of the meeting. And
Okay.
about that, it's okay.
All right. So we have a big habit maybe.
Habit, yeah.
Be slightly late for meetings. Maybe 5 to 7 minutes late.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And all right, yeah, I think that's solid. Wilson, can you read the next one?
Have fewer but better meetings. Call a meeting only when it is absolutely necessary. Before you call a meeting, ask whether you can achieve your goal in some other way, perhaps through a one-on-one discussion with someone in your organization, a telephone conference call, or a simple exchange of email. As you reduce the number of meetings you have, be sure to improve their quality.
Good. Can you repeat conference?
Conference.
Good. Nice job. Really good pronunciation, Wilson. Okay,
Thanks.
and Ken, have you ever worked in a job where your boss calls too many meetings or too few meetings?
I've never experienced that, but yeah, I've expected. Yeah, I expect that's gonna happen. Yeah, in companies, in Japanese companies too.
Okay, yeah. And Maxim, what about you? Have you ever worked in a place where your boss is always calling extra meetings, and what was it like?
Actually, yes, my boss has such a habit to arrange a lot of meetings, extra meetings.
Okay,
I
and
think, and I said it is not the right way.
it's not right? Or it's not the right
It's
way?
not right way, yes.
Okay, it's not, yeah, just the article, it's not the right way to do things, maybe. Okay,
Mhm.
good. Does anybody have any questions or comments on this page? Anything that they need clarification about? Okay, good. And we could do that. Let's try this, and let's start with Arina. Can you read the title and this first part right here?
Okay. Useful phrases. Two common phrases we use to disagree in business. Oh, I don't see it. What happened to it? Okay.
Sorry.
Disagree in business meetings are: you have a point, but I see what you're saying, but.
Good. Okay, and Ken, can you read this first thing?
Okay, A, I want to merge the two companies, but you don't think it would be a good idea.
Okay, and let's have Aop doesn't think. And so Ken, can you start out? So if you want to merge the companies, what would you say?
If I merge a company,
Okay. Sorry, so Aop, you'll be the second one. We'll start out with Ken, and then
sorry.
Okay, I want to merge the two companies, but Europe doesn't think it would be a good idea.
Yeah, and so Ken, what would you say? So pretend you're taking this role.
Okay. Yeah, Europe. Let me show my idea. I think it would be very beneficial if our company merged together, and I think it's a good. We can. It's a gain. I forgot what gain strategy or something. I forgot what. Anyway, how do you think about it? What do you think about it?
What do I think about?
about merging two companies. I think it's very
Mhm.
beneficial.
Where are you from? Sorry.
I'm from Japan.
We are too far away from each other, and I think this is a bad idea to merge these companies. And I have no money to merge our company together. So I think this is the worst idea I have ever heard.
Okay. This is the worst idea I have ever heard. Okay, good. It's a good answer, I guess. Again, yeah, maybe using one of these phrases might help ease the transition into disagreement, but that was good. Arina, can you read this B?
I think we should ask our employees to work through the weekend. But Harold thinks they should have weekend off.
Remember the article.
Have the weekend off. Yeah.
Yeah, should have the weekend off. Okay, can you start out, Arina?
Okay, Harold, I think we should let our team to work through the weekends because we have, we have those deadlines we have to finish by. So, what do you think about that?
Well, I think that we shouldn't work on the weekend because we need to spend time with our families. So it wouldn't be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think, remember when we're using a negative? I don't think it would be a good idea. Okay. We have those deadlines we have to meet. What do you think? And so, yeah, Arina, we'd meet deadlines. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And Arina, you don't have any headphones, do you?
No.
Okay.
It-
It's okay.
Okay, I'll mute myself. I'm sorry, is it like too much noise from here? You can hear?
It echoes, so whenever I say something,
Ah,
I
okay.
can hear myself.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Headphones do help it a lot, so if you find just earbuds, you can plug them into your computer, and that generally solves the issue. Okay. But yeah, really nicely done. Again, guys, these are good ways of disagreeing, starting out. So just saying, you have a point, but, I think something other than what you said. Or I see what you're saying, but. So just good phrases to use in business meetings. Does anybody have any questions here?
Yes, I trying to say gain. I forgot the exact phrase. Both beneficial, kind of expression means both beneficial thing. Gain situation or something.
I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe yeah. Okay, I'll check it later. Thank you very much.
Like we could gang up on the competition.
I mean,
Maybe?
both beneficial thing. We can both gain that
Okay,
from the merger. Yeah,
you could say it would be mutually beneficial.
mutually beneficial. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Gain situation. Yeah, Carlos say yeah.
Oh, a win-win situation.
Yes, sorry. Win-win situation. Yes, thank you very much.
I thought you were saying something about a gang. Gang something. And I was like, I really have no idea. Yeah, so a win-win situation. Mutually beneficial. Perfect. Good question. Sorry, Ken. Any other questions? Okay. And let's go on to the next page. Okay, let's try this. Let's have Maxim. Can you read this last roll on the left?
You are starting a meeting and someone comes in late.
And Wilson, can you read this roll?
You don't like the product name? Give
Oh.
your opinion.
Sorry, this one right here?
You arrive late to a meeting. Make excuses.
Okay. And Maxim, can you start out?
Mhm. Hi, Wilson. Why are you late? We agreed to be in time. What's happened?
Hi. I apologize, but I had a family problem. This morning, she felt sick, and so I have to take her to the hospital. For that reason, I arrived late. So sorry about that.
Okay, Wilson, it's not problem, but you missed one important thing, and we need to meet side by side after the meeting, if you don't mind.
Maybe face to face.
Oh, face to face.
Okay. Wilson, how would you answer?
Yes, sure. I know, but I will work on that in order to achieve the goals that we established.
Okay. I'm not sure where the relevance of. I'll work on that. So it's not very contextual. So he's just saying we need to meet after the meeting. Yeah, sure. Maybe can you clarify what you mean by this, Wilson? So I'll work on that. What are you gonna work on?
On that, okay, I try to my context is about the something important about the as my classmate said something important. As we suppose that we are workers or co-workers, we have the points clear or the activities that we have to do. This is I will work on that. Is okay. I know that the activities that we used to complete or we used to do. I don't know if you follow me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can start with also. I will work on our plans in order to achieve the goals that we established. I think that's good. Okay, nice. I think that's solid. And does anybody have any questions on this page? Okay. Let's move on to the next one, and let's look at this. Ken, can you read the role of the short man? And let's have Arina, can you read the role of the boss?
Okay. Here is your buzzword bingo. Buzzword bingo card for the meeting. If the boss uses a buzzword on your card, you check it off. The objective is to fill a role.
You're very attentive today. My proactive leadership must be working.
Bingo, sir.
Good. Nice. And so maybe Arina, what's a buzzword?
buzzword, a word that's. I'm trying to think. I think it's a word that you'll remember for a long time because it's so. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe
I don't
can you
know.
read this definition at the top of the page?
For me?
Yeah, Arina.
Okay. Okay. Buzzword, an important sounded, usually technical word or phrase, often of little meaning, used chiefly to impress laymen.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that means.
common people.
Okay, common
Okay,
people. Okay.
so it's an important. Yeah, layman would be common people. Important sounding technical word or phrase of little meaning. Of little meaning, used mainly, chiefly is mainly, to impress common people. Does that make sense, Arina?
Yes, it does.
I'll tell maybe in Russian. Это значит умничать, Арина. Типа, заумное слово сказать.
Все понятно. Ага.
Arina just from Russia, and I explain in Russian.
Perfect.
Yeah,
thanks.
now I understand now.
Okay. And
Thank you,
Ayo,
Maxim.
You're welcome.
what's happening here?
In this puzzle, in this comics,
Yes, in this comic, what's happening?
a worker talking with his boss, and the worker said to his boss, "Here is your password bingo," but I didn't understand what it means. And the boss use a password on your card. You check it off. The objective is to fill a row.
Okay. Yeah, so we would say he's a coworker. So they're coworkers, and this is the boss. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe let's have Harold. Do you think you can explain what's happening in this comic?
Well, what I understood was that the man was doing things that he shouldn't do. And when he arrived with the boss said to him that it wasn't necessary, and he was doing things that he shouldn't do. That's what I
Okay, I
understood.
think it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Maxim, do you think you can explain?
Actually, I think I can. It's like to look like you are smarter than you are really are. So when
Yeah.
you agree with your boss, like, yes, you are right, it works, and to say something, to say something smart, very, very smart. It's supposed to be smart.
So definitely a buzzword is used to look, or used to make somebody look smarter than they actually are. So the buzzword in this comic is proactive leadership. And so the boss is using the buzzword to look smarter than he actually is. I think for sure. Maybe Ken. Can you explain what's happening with the rest of the comic, with the coworkers?
Maybe they are playing a game, bingo game, by using a post buzzword kind of jargon. So this short guy said bingo accidentally. He should not have said so, because both just wondering what's going on there.
Close. You're really good. That's exactly right. So bingo, actually in English, bingo means yes. Bingo.
double meaning?
Yeah, so
Or,
it's a pun,
uh,
which is
I
really
see.
tricky. This is a hard one. So
Mhm.
bingo is I agree, and bingo also means I won the game. I won
Mm,
the game of bingo.
Okay.
So it's a double meaning, which is actually very tricky. They are playing the game of bingo. Does everybody know what bingo is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Ken, can you explain what bingo is?
For example, maybe in this case, the word buzzword is on the seat, and if for example, if the boss say proactive leadership, maybe you can push that on the word, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, you can check off. And if the one line, how can I say? You can, if you can make a one line, you can reach to bingo. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So these letters, these places with numbers, are filled with the boss's famous buzzwords. So proactive leadership could be here, and it was the last buzzword that this guy needed to win the game. And so it's funny because he's agreeing with the boss, and he's also winning the game. And, you know, to some extent, it's true too, because the boss's proactive leadership, his buzzwords, are the reason why everybody is paying attention in the meeting. So people pay attention because they're playing a game with the boss's silly words. So it's a really complex comic. Does everybody think that they understand the majority of it?
I actually couldn't understand how proactive leadership is one of the buzzwords.
Okay, so proactive leadership, it's a word that doesn't really mean anything. So, you know, my proactive leadership, it's a buzzword in that it's an important sounding word, but it doesn't mean very much. So the boss is just using it to sound smart, but all of his coworkers know that he uses these words to sound smart, and so they made a bingo sheet that's full of his most common buzzwords. And so whenever he says a word like this, they can put a spot over one of the words until they get 5 in a row. Does that
I
make
see
sense?
now. I see now.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this? Okay. So yeah, just a little bit tricky. This is a tough one. And let's do this. Arina, can you read A and B?
Okay. Which is worse? A. A long meeting where you sit and listen. B. A meeting where you're expected to give your opinion.
Good.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's easy for me. B. Because I don't like, I'm afraid of public speaking, so I usually like to be quiet. So I don't like giving my opinion, so I would rather sit and listen in a long meeting.
Huh? Hey, Ayub, what do you think?
I think I'm a good listener person, and especially when I'm present something in front of people, I feel terrible, and I'm sweating so much, and That's why I think being a listener and sit to listen a meeting is better for me.
Okay.
Mm.
Good. So maybe just two different sentences. So I'm a good listener. When I present something in front of people, I feel terrible. I sweat so much. We would use the present tense instead of the present progressive, so we wouldn't say I am sweating, but I sweat because it's a general action. It happens whenever you give a presentation. Okay. Good. And let's try the next one. Harold, can you read the next two?
Okay. Which is worse, arriving late to a meeting, or D, giving a meeting where nobody seems to be paying attention?
Good. What do you think, Harold?
Well, I think that is worse the D, because giving a meeting where nobody seems to be paying attention is terrible for the person who is presenting the topic. And well, I prefer to be in a meeting where everybody looks like paying attention, and well, that's my response.
And Maxim, which of these four do you think is the worst, and why?
For me, given a meeting where nobody seems to be paying attention is worse than arriving late to a meeting, because actually you made a big job and nobody listened to you, and it is bad for me. If you came later, it's not problem. You can how to say, you can follow the main topic, and for me it's not problem. I can be late in for 5 minutes, 3 minutes. It's not a problem.
Okay, good. Yeah. Maybe the only thing I'd correct is because you did a lot of work, and no one is listening to you. So instead of saying you made a big job, I think is what you said, you did a lot of work.
Maybe it makes sense to say have made, because I have already made a lot of job. It's perfect tense, I think.
Yeah. Then you could say you have done a lot of work. You have done a lot of work. Instead of have made.
Okay.
But good. Okay. And yeah, unfortunately we're just out of time. Does anybody have any last questions before we finish up class?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in. It was nice to meet you guys. I met a bunch of you guys, and have a really good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
guys. Bye.
Bye.